calls me from out of the pit.
Welcome to another episode of the Return to the Sun of the Show. I'm Paul.
I'm Mark.
And tonight we're going to be talking about
more Wonder Woman. Specifically, tonight's new episode, Beauty on Parade.
It's a big finish, but this is ridiculous.
The touring beauty pageant is a morale booster for troops and the perfect cover for Diana, aka Wonder Woman, as she tries to discover what's behind a series of recent saboteur activities. Exciting.
exciting kids.
Exciting stuff. All right, and
who's in it?
Who's in it? Well, of course, we have the lovely Linda Carter as Diana Prince, Wonder Woman. The return of Lyle Wagner, of course, is Major Steve Trevor. We get a lot of Richard Easton, who's General Phil Blankenship. He stars in this quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Bit more of Beatrice Colon as Etta Candy.
Of Night Stalker fame.
Night Stalker fame. And our special guest stars tonight, the lovely Anne Francis.
Of Forbidden Planet fame.
Forbidden Planet fame, as Lola Flynn, who is the choreographer, I would say, of the beauty pageant.
Yeah.
We get Dick Van Patten in all of his Dick Van Patten-esque patter as Jack Wood, a comedian turned beauty show host. Comedian, yeah, we use the term very loosely. William Lanto as Colonel Flint, who's the very businesslike man who runs the fort where this mostly takes place. And Bobby Van as Monty Burns, but not the Monty Burns you're thinking of.
This is the Bobby Van of Navy versus the Night Monster fame.
Oh, you know who else he was? Oh, he's infamous for us. Bobby Van was our favorite, and I use that term loosely. He was Hector in the Battlestar Galactica episode. He was the robot Hector. Remember that?
Oh,
yes.
Worlds are colliding.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah, no wonder I just didn't like him on the screen tonight at all. Yes, he was Hector.
I retract that statement of Hector fame.
Yes, Hector infamy. Infamy in Battlestar Galactica.
It had to happen. The beauty pageant episode just had to happen.
Yes.
But honestly, it's a great story. It's silly, and that's what I like about it. Because some of the plot, there's one part of the plot which I don't know how far into it we'll get when to talk about it. But when they figure out what's going on, they should have figured out what's going on about 3 sabotages earlier.
Okay,
but it has to, they got to pad out the episode. I mean, God forbid they should do more beauty contestant stuff.
Yes.
That would just be too much.
Yes.
My dad would be like too happy.
Yes.
But no, I thought it was a fun episode. Thankfully we didn't get a lot of Dick Van Patten jokes on stage. There was enough of it going on behind stage where he's about as funny as Bob Hope.
Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised I couldn't get Bob Hope at that point. He probably
wheel him out in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Is this Korea?
Yeah. But definitely God, he did well. He played a fallen comedian on Hard Times hosting a beauty pageant. So
that all I'm saying is if where there's Dick Van Patten, his son is not too far behind.
Correct. Well, I would say I'm going to give it a stronger recommendation than you did. I think the plot was really, really interesting. I enjoyed it a lot. Way more than the Bionic Woman beauty pageant episode.
I think that's part of my problem.
Okay.
Because the Bionic Woman came after this, I think.
Yeah.
But we watched it before we watched
Correct.
this. And the beauty pageant thing is just kind of silly to me.
I mean,
that might be why I'm,
coloring it a bit.
Yes.
Yeah. I like the fact that I think my favorite part of this all was I was all on board with the assembly chain of the scanning radar is what they kept focusing on.
Yeah.
And that they were trying to blow it up. And I love the fact that it's Steve that figures it out. So in this episode, even though he gets rescued once.
No, he gets rescued 2 or 3 times.
All right, 2 or 3 times. But he actually figures out the plot. And it's not Wonder Woman figuring out the plot. It's Steve Trevor figuring out the plot. So I really like the fact that he's the one that figures out that the beauty pageant is merely a smokescreen for the chain of the saboteur of the scanning radar, which is also a smokescreen for shutting down all the possible routes of Eisenhower visiting the beauty pageant. So the beauty pageant is sort of self-fulfilling. It kind of, they create a reason for Eisenhower to show up, and then they funnel him to where he's going to be ambushed by guys in what look like 70s era camouflage. But
yes, but it was almost like British Commando stuff.
Yeah,
a little bit. But
so I just thought it was really I thought it was clever. I was surprised that there was that much depth to the plot and some good moments where they're trying to warn Diana. Diana, of course, goes undercover, even though Steve thinks she's attractive enough. Dummy. And they're trying to get information to her. The saboteurs stop it. I mean, I thought there was just a lot of good.
And we get a lot more Etta Candy, who we like to make fun of.
Yes.
But only because her accent is funny.
Yes.
And this is also the first time we get the transformation.
Yes, she explodes. Yes, that was great. Although it didn't wake anyone up in the beauty, but they were tired. Being
a model apparently is hard work.
It must be.
No, I wondered about that when I was a little kid, and I just assumed that the explosion is kind of like nobody actually hears the Bionic Man running.
Right.
They don't hear those noises.
No.
But because we don't have it adds to the overall
panache
of the effect. Yeah.
Je ne sais quoi.
Yeah.
I even like the fact that Steve lays out the map, he figures out the routes, he realizes that they're slowly funneling Eisenhower into this certain path. And then I thought it was really clever that he gets, they're chasing Eisenhower to stop him from going to Point Lobo, which, that's an ironic. Yeah. Point Wolf. He uses the horn of the car to do Morse code to get them to pull over.
Yeah.
I thought that was clever too. I just thought there was a nice lot of clever touches with Steve this time. I thought he had a lot more to do.
Yeah.
Even though I agree with what you said while we were watching. How did he get to where he's at when he is stalking the saboteur, and somehow the saboteur is able to still knock him out anyway?
Between Steve Trevor getting knocked out every episode and Wonder Woman getting chloroformed every episode, it's amazing they've even got any brain cells left at all to function.
Right. Well, they're in the home. They're both retired in the home.
This whole series is in their head.
Yeah. They're in the home. Yes. I wish Wonder Woman.
Come on, Grandma.
I was important to the American morale. And then I also liked, as always, we get Wonder Woman's speech, because she gives a feminist speech, I think, each episode. I like that it came sort of in the middle of, or actually early in the plot,
right,
when she's talking to Anne Francis, who, as we observed, has aged in this episode, quite a bit since Forbidden Planet, and probably 17,000 forbidden cigarette packs. But Wonder Woman, she's really down on herself. She knows that she's fallen on hard times being a choreographer, going from she was a beauty queen.
Yeah.
And even the bad guy, Mr. Burns, he says something about to her, well, you're in up this to your fat wrinkled neck. I mean, they really let her have it this episode. And then, but Diana gives her a speech about how you're much more than your beauty. You're strong and independent. And she doesn't buy it, but she tries. Yeah.
Well, so instead of like saving it
for the
end, where after she wins the contest, but beauty's only skin deep, or whatever.
It would have seemed much more false. Yeah.
This was it was interesting to put it, to show it, and it's probably like it was like Anne Francis's character's turning point.
Yeah.
To have these kind of conversations, to help sway her away from, the evil, devious Mr. Burns.
Yes. I just can't get over. Yeah, I gotta find out. Does anyone know in the comments, did The Simpsons get Monty Burns from this? I mean, that would be fascinating to find out if it came from this.
It came from an episode of Wonder Woman.
Conan O'Brien was sitting around remembering Wonder Woman, and when he created Monty Burns.
Yes.
I thought for sure that the saboteur was a woman for most of the episode.
Well, it kind of ran like a woman. and that might be a bit of jading because we're so used to any time in a show where like the saboteur is like fully clothed, it's usually a woman.
Right. Well, and you would think they set up the evil woman in the contest who wants to win by any means necessary. They were setting her up to be the saboteur, I think.
Turns out she's just a bitch.
She's just who, although in the end she's all smiling and happy that Wonder Woman won, even though Wonder Woman can't work for the comedian. So that was left a little hanging at the end. That who actually Wonder Woman wins the contest, which kind of sucks. I didn't believe. The only thing I did not find believable at all in the story. I mean, other than all right, Wonder Woman catching the bazooka grenade. Oh, I was all on board with that. I was cheering that. I cheered.
That was great.
That was awesome. That was more realistic than the way that the girls were all wanting Diana to be in the contest. None of them would have wanted her to be in the contest. None of them.
I mean, you're fighting for your life in this contest, and then she walks in, and you're like, "Oh, let her come in.
Let her come in. She'd be great for the competition."
Which, by the way, the competition, if you won the competition, you got to be in Dick Van Patten's next movie.
And I felt like Anne Francis knew what a pig he was.
It'd be like the beauty pageant is being hosted, emceed by Harvey Weinstein.
I can't wait to see you back in my room.
There's a couch back there.
Yes. On the other hand, though, even though they said she was beautiful and should join, to me she did kind of look like Lucille Ball in that really bad red wig. And the outfit looked like a Lucille Ball outfit.
So maybe that's what they were going for.
Maybe. Yeah. At least she didn't do a comedy thing for her. At least they didn't. Well, that was good that they didn't focus on too much on everyone's talents. We came back to the show like it didn't spend a lot of time dwelling. I mean, now it did spend for your dad.
Yeah,
they did dwell a lot on the swimsuit model.
Yeah.
And the one woman who was the contortionist, we did get to see that.
That was a bit bizarre. Unlike in the Bionic Woman episode where it seemed like they went through everybody's stage of the contest. Yeah. Bathing suit, talent, brains. And then, of course, but as good as this episode is, it doesn't have?
What?
It doesn't have Lindsay Wagner singing Feelings.
No, it doesn't. No, I was getting worried. I'm like, what are they going to make Diana or Wonder Woman do in this? What are they going to? But I like that they set her up as that the Jack Wood, the Dick Van Patten character, he just wants her as his stagehand in the magician show.
To be fair, Linda Carter can sing, dance, act, play some instruments. She could have done all that.
Wow. Yeah. And they neglected. They didn't.
They didn't. Well, there was a lot.
Their lesson by the Bionic Woman. Their lesson.
There wasn't a plot for the Bionic Woman.
No, there wasn't. No. I can't remember what the plot was. Something. It was saboteuring.
Yeah.
It was a smuggling something.
Yeah, the one, probably a microchip that was the size of a graham cracker. A car. Actually, I think that's what it was.
I mean, and you can also tell because what is it? The USO is normally the one that. So this isn't even USO level. So
Yeah.
these poor beauties and Dick Van Patten, they're in the lower run of the USO. Like they're like the US.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're just trying to get through the war.
Yeah. No, I overall I thought it really good episode. I was
It
thrilled
is
with
a
it.
good episode. I
Yeah.
just, the beauty pageant thing has to happen eventually.
Right. Well, and I did. There were a couple of. I am wondering that it'll never happen, but at a certain point, I'm wondering if Wonder Woman just needs to slap Steve, because there was a point where when she moves his car for him out of the ditch
After she saves him.
after she saves his life, and then he says, "Can you cook?" I was like, Steve, you just ugh. Yeah, you're gonna be cooking for Wonder Woman.
See, that's where Steve went wrong,
Yeah,
because chicks like it when you can cook.
that's
so
right.
he'd have been like, "Hey, I can cook.
Right.
You can lift
I might
a car,
not be able to move my car, but yeah,
but I can cook."
yeah, I cook a mean, burger or steak. Yeah, but he kept, and then I don't know. It just, and then the ending where he sort of poo-poos Diana again, that she's always missing everything, and one day she'll realize. But
Yeah.
he's blind.
Well, he's a product of his time.
Yes, he is. Yes.
And yet somehow she likes him. He constantly puts her down.
Well, she doesn't really have experience of men being on Paradise Island, so maybe, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't get it either.
I'm sure though, the way Steve Trevor treats or talks about Diana in the show is probably less humiliating than he talked to her in the comic.
Yes,
because back then it was all language is a little bit coarser, But I could be wrong.
He treats her like a kid sister in this, you're my junior officer, and so in some ways he treats her innocently. So he's not, being a pig about it. Which is good. So
except for the cooking part.
No, the cooking.
Hey, do you do windows too?
Hey, Wonder Woman, do you do your own laundry and mine? Yeah. Could you use your strength to clean my bathroom, my grout, and my tub?
I got hard water stains that you wouldn't believe.
Right. I'm gonna go with this was great.
Yeah.
I was happy.
Yeah, I do like this episode.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just the talent contest bikini stuff is always silly to me.
Yeah. Well, and I thought the pacing was good, and I have to say for me the highlight of it was her catching the missile from the bazooka. That was great.
I almost wanted it to and then she whoop, throw it, and it goes back into the barrel.
Right, that would have been a little too bit Looney Tunes.
But yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, and they even what I like about this show is it's got tiny little details, where at the very end they're talking about, Mr. Burns is, he's getting put away. His whole ring has been busted. Eisenhower's safe. And then she's still concerned about Lola Flint. She's like, well, what's going to happen to her? And he does tell her her cooperation is going to help with her sentencing.
Yeah.
And so again, that consistent theme in this show of Wonder Woman caring about the women in the show, I think is great.
Being an advocate.
Yes, she's an advocate. Yes, an advocate. Yes. So, yeah, she hasn't quite turned the axis yet, but
yeah,
she's getting there.
Yeah.
So no, I'm pleasantly surprised. I really thought my memories of Wonder Woman are cheese, but I didn't feel this was cheesy.
I think part of the problem that we have going into it is the Bionic Woman.
Yeah, we're waiting for the Bionic Woman shoe to drop. Yeah.
Yeah, and so far it's been pretty good all the way around.
Yeah.
We're like 4 or 5 episodes in.
Yeah. 3 episodes and a pilot.
Yeah, so 4 episodes in, and
I think it's better written than the Bionic Woman.
Yeah.
At least than season 3, which is all that's sticking in my head with Bionic Woman right now.
Yeah,
season 3 colored the rest of it for me.
Yeah, it did.
So we'll see where this goes. If we keep going and you want us to keep going, and we get to the 70s season, maybe things will change, or Maybe
They'll get groovier.
Well, they'll get groovier. They'll all be laughing at the end like a Chips episode. You know, it'll be much more like Chips.
And they got the little robot dog for the kids.
Yep. Come here, Wonder Dog.
Wonder Dog.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Do your favorite memories of the TV show? Did you see this episode? What'd you think? And while you're down there, letting us know all that, do us a big favor, and if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe, hit that like button.
Yeah, and next time we'll be doing our first 2-episode.
That's right.
Our 2-parter will be our first. So that'll be interesting to see how they handle a 2-parter.
Yeah.
Versus Battlestar and Bionic Woman, the rest of the show. So, yep, first 2-parter next time.
All right. Well, just like at the beginning, I'm Paul.
I'm Mark.
And this has been the return of the Son of the Show.
Wonder Woman edition.
Nothing more than feelings, trying to forget my feelings.